So here we have the frame. It's 26 inches wide by 5 feet long. Looking at some cross members, they're 24 inches. And you got the seat there, and the brake mount, and the motor mounts. That's pretty much the frame. This is the motor. It's a 6.5 horsepower Honda replica. Got it for $140. I have it mounted on there using 4 bolts. It's a horizontal shaft with a centrifugal clutch, 3/4 inch shaft. There's 4 bolts there. See the washers? You need to use those washers, or the nuts will eat through the aluminum. The bolts are just regular bolts. The motor's mounted on using this kind of C-shaped steel. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. You can see there. I grinded off the sides of the bolts so they fit right up in the steel, so I don't have to put a wrench on the bottom to tighten these bolts. You just push up against the steel there, as you can see. You can use tubing or steel. It's your choice. That's the motor mount. This is the brake. It's mounted on there using a piece of steel tubing that goes across the frame. The brake caliper just sits in its little holding bar there. It was $100 this brake. It's a 1-inch bore, the disc, and the disc just slides onto the keyed shaft there that I use for the axle. I just spot welded it on with a keyway going through it, and that holds it all in place, and that's the brake. This is the rear axle. It's just mounted on there with some pedal blocks. You can see them. They have just high-speed bearings in them with some locking collars there, the black locking collars, so the axle doesn't move through those bearings. You can see that there. They're mounted on there using some 1/2-inch bolts with lock nuts. Yeah, you can see that there. It's just a 1-inch keyed shaft for the axle, 3 feet long. Works well, nice and strong, it's sturdy. There's a sprocket, a weld-on sprocket with the hub, with the keyed shaft. It's a number 35 chain with a 60-tooth sprocket. Yeah, that's pretty much the back axle. Those pedal blocks were, I think, $11 each, and yeah, that's the back axle. These are the tires. They're 12-inch in diameter tires. I used a 1-inch bushing to fit onto my 1-inch axle, and I just ran a little bolt through the tire hub, or the tire rim, the bushing, and the axle. It's a 2-wheel drive kart, so both wheels will spin at the same speed all the time. You can see that there, and there's that bolt running through the axle there. And that's pretty much the tires on there. The seat is just made out of some plywood that I cut up. Just going to screw on there with some self-drilling screws for metal. Cover that all in padding. And this is the best way to do the seat. It's the lightest, easiest, and it will last forever. And that's the seat. These are the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a drill press or a hand drill. Preferably a drill press. It does straighter holes. You're going to need a bench grinder to just clean stuff up. Standard drill bit set. You're going to need just your basic tools, sockets, Allen keys, vice grips, pliers, ratchets, wrenches, screwdrivers, all that kind of stuff. And that's basically your tools. You're also going to need some big hammers, a rubber mallet and a normal hammer. You're definitely going to need a chop saw. Definitely going to need a chop saw. You need a chop saw. And there's an angle grinder that's optional. And that's pretty much the tools you'll need. And a few little things in between. Okay, so I'm just going to start the motor up here. Like I said, it's a 6.5 horsepower Honda replica. It was $140. It starts up pretty easy. It's cold right now, and take me a couple pulls. There we go. So motor runs there. It's actually pretty quiet, but see here, it's spinning the axle kind of. Pull the brake, stops it. See, there's the throttle, there's the exhaust, centrifugal clutch there. So I'm just holding it for moving now and let it get warmed up and I'll rev it a bit. So yeah, it's the tires. There we go, rev it up a bit, tire spin. Here, see that chain a little bit loose, I'll tighten that up later. See the tire spinning there, pulled the brake, now the brake's pulled. Brake's pulled again, so you can see it's a very powerful brake. It's worth the money to do it right and buy the disc brake. And that's pretty much the running go-kart. Thanks for watching my video. See ya.